Hi everyone. So this is the first in a series of talks on there is some really good stuff in the Bible and we should read it more. That's a really catchy title I've decided on. So at the beginning of this video there was lots of phrases that are being bandied around at the moment. Things like global pandemic, unprecedented times. I'm sure you've heard that a few times now. And all of this language is being bandied around the internet and media outlets and the news. But the overwhelming effect at the moment is the creation of fear and low-level panic and anxiety. It gets to everyone. But the use of language is really, really powerful, and we have to remember that. So you can just kind of ride this wave of panic and anxiety along with everybody else and see where that takes you. Or I think as Christians, we can push back against it. So the Bible has a lot to say on this subject. The command to not be afraid appears apparently 365 times in the Bible. I haven't counted. I've just heard that fact a few times. And 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." I love that verse. The fear is not from God. He does not want us to be living in a state of anxiety about everything. But having said that, it's very easy to say stop being afraid, but how do you just stop being fearful or depressed or hopeless about everything at the moment? Whereas I don't think you can just stop. I think it's a daily process of kind of fighting back against that kind of darkness that feels like it's creeping in on us at the moment. And I'm going to give you 5 practical ways to do that. So the first one, take a second to remind yourself about what is true. Do I really believe this, what I'm hearing? Be careful what you watch and listen to. And I don't know about you, but I feel like even just a few hopeful words from the Bible can really change your perspective. And I've seen prayer, well, every time I think prayer changes the atmosphere in a room or your perspective. By doing these things, you're inviting God into whatever situation you are in. You have a choice at any moment to feed fear and anxiety and let it overwhelm you, or you can choose to speak and believe life-giving words that bring hope and light to a situation. 2 Timothy 1 verse 13 says, "Hold fast to the pattern of sound words which you have heard from me, in faith and love which are in Christ Jesus." Number 2, remind yourself what you know about God, keeping rooted in what the Bible actually says about him. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 10 says, "God's strength works through my weakness." Romans 12 verse 2 says, "Don't copy the behaviour and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think." Matthew 28 verse 20 says, "Surely I am with you to the end of the age." John 1 verse 5 says, "The light shines in the darkness and the darkness will never overcome it." Now I feel better just reading those 4 verses, and that's just 4 verses out of the Bible, which we know is a lot longer than that. So that's number 2. Number 3, keep hold of what is important to you. Remind yourself of those things. Look after yourself and those close to you. Remember who you have around you, who loves you and cares for you. Look after your friends and family, keep in contact with them. Remember to look after yourself too and spend some time doing things that bring you joy, make you laugh and feed your soul. Number 4 is keep doing what you can to make a difference. Sometimes it feels like you're only one person doing tiny little things, but there's 70 million people in this country, and if 70 million people do one thing, that's 70 million actions that will make a difference. You can add your voice to petitions, you can support charities where you can, keep finding ways to protect the environment, champion people doing good things online and offline, support small business where possible, buy used and not brand new. There's loads you can do, and just keep talking about it and keep active. Number 5, find time to play and make a fool of yourself and laugh. Micah 6 verse 8 says, "He's already made it plain how to live. It's quite simple. Do what is fair and just to your neighbour. Be compassionate and loyal in love, and don't take yourself too seriously. Take God seriously." So finally, that's number 5. Finally, I'm going to leave you with Philippians 4 verses 4 to 9. It's a really, really good reminder. I feel like I might read this to myself every day because it's a good reset. It's a good mind reset. Philippians 4 verse 4 to 9. Don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, that's asking for things, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And then the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put that into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. Thank you.